Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Tally Spencer. You're tuned into the LIQ podcast.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Hey, look, baby, give me what you got. Come and fuck with a player. Everything presidential, but I'm more like the mayor. Yeah, I'm stacking this paper, and we rolling this paper. If a nigga go broke, then I'm taking your paper. Got you stuck off the flavor, now you disturbing your neighbors. It's Ben Davis, it's tailored. I'm not the one that's gon' save it. You the nigga who pay it. Only sip alkaline, white tea one time. With your bitch getting pokey, then we do okey pokey. Bad bitches approach me, close loud, but I'm low key. Blowing J's like Stogies, big bread like hoagies. Don't ask why she choking. Ducked off blowing dope from the all like Ginobili. Doing numbers and plays. I ain't showered in days. These niggas went through a phase. I've been dodging the case, selling the legal and regal. Looking out for them people. They say I should get a job. I tell them slop on my knob. Then I rep for the city. God went 50-50. All my bitches Sadini. Talking about Vonnie, come get me. Had to stack my toilet paper cause the game is shitty. In the spot counting guap, stacking hundreds and fifties. I probably pay for them titties if she bring me a 50. Really on my marathon like the great from the 60s. All my niggas trying to get it, so I'm bringing them with me. We never start together, niggas, so you can't eat with me. Big bet, smoke, fucking over the city. Baby boo on the blue, trying to have kids with me. Play the game, fuck the fame, come get bread with me. If you starve with me, nigga, then you get fed with me, like.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned in to the LIQ podcast. You know the D, you know the vibe. You know what's going on. That's crazy. We in here. Look, we got to get the little boost up. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the belly in it one time for the one time. Hey, that was my man, Vonnie Ocho. Make sure you tap it with him on the gram. You know what I'm saying? We in here, we out here. It's the Ocho takeover today. You feel me? It's a good Friday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's actually Good Friday, but the Friday feels good. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Don't let me be disrespectful to the bottle. I just had to get the first one real quick. All right, look, real quick, let's go over some preliminaries for the show. We appreciate everybody that's tuning in and tapping in. The responses have been like kind of crazy. We just did the Pro Club Catch 22 pop-up shop. We went crazy with the interviews over there, and shout out to everybody who was showing us love. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hold on, let's get it all up. Hold on, I gotta hit that and then that. Boom, yeah. Make sure you guys subscribe. It really matters to us. You get me? In order to be part of this community, like it's a two-way street. I just don't like the one ways. It's the one ways I got a problem with because then I feel like it's not reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? I want to fuck with you, so fuck with me. You feel me? One time. And if you guys want to be a part of the show, 562-626-2099-402. You can call the hotline and we'll answer completely anything you guys ask. That's the whole premise of the show. We bring on influencers and we connect them with their audience to just open the conversation. It's not just a question answer type of podcast. You know, we in here, we out here, so we're going to get it going. And I think we're ready for the next segment. Let's get into it. This segment is called Mail Time. It's brought to you by Boat Print Shop. Boat Print Shop is in the city of Union City. My mind is like everywhere. I need to slow down real quick. They're in Union City, New Jersey. Shout out them. If you guys need anything printed, it goes from them. But we got a couple packages today. Today's Mail Time is from Vonnie Ocho. Real quick, Ocho35. You guys have seen it all over the gram. It's going crazy. I've actually been to a lot of events that he wasn't at. And like, you see the brand everywhere. You get me? So we got a pack. And then this is what we're going to start doing for the pack. Like, because I just don't want to say about how I feel about it. We're going to open these clothes that these clothing companies are sending us. And we want the comments to go like 1 to 10. You feel me? Is it hot or not? Like, look at the hood though. Check out the embroidery on it. The hood go crazy. Hood go crazy. Hey, and we just dropped these. The Valley, look, I'm not even from the Valley, but every time I drive 45 minutes, an hour, I feel like I owe it to myself to rock this over there. You feel me? Well, I appreciate you, bro. Today's episode, before we go deeper and further, I actually put this in my notes, and this episode is dedicated to that 14-year-old boy that lost his life on that ride. We just heard about this in Orlando, and like, it's a tragedy that happens, you feel me? And so in tragic situations like that, he was a big kid too. And they said he was 14 for the pictures we seen. It looked like he had like a bright future on him. So a moment of silence for you, bro. And like, you know what I mean? Prayers up to your family. All right, bet. Let's get into this episode. All right, big love. That's how you saying. We for the people right now, Bonnie. You feel me? Gotta be for the people, bro. We feel it. You know what I'm saying? The world sees it. We all see it. It's important to acknowledge it. But today, check it out. Today's guest, we got a hip-hop journalist from California, and she's the face of Hot Freestyle, interviewing all your favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Literally all your favorite rappers. Like, she's in the middle and mix of it all. She's also the host of Rolling Loud's live sessions, giving the play-to-play on everything happening at Rolling Loud. And it's like tight to be able to see her just narrate the hip-hop scene and the culture and with what's going on. I hit her up to be on an episode, and I'm like, I need this interview. And she's like, I never got interviewed before. I'm like, that's why I need this interview. You get me? So today we here. We're going to have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, how me give a big hand for Charlie Spencer. Let's go. Charlie! What's going on, baby girl?
That's good. That was a great introduction.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I worked on it.
That was really good. That was
Yeah,
really good.
thank
One
you.
thing, Remix Mag as well.
Oh, Remix
Not
Mag. We
right.
got, my bad.
Baby.
Let's start from what is everything you're involved in real quick, just to go over that.
Yes, so it's a lot of things, but I am a hip hop music journalist. So I am a host right now of Hot Freestyle, doing interviews with all artists. And then I was working with Rolling Loud last year. I did Rolling Loud New York and Rolling Loud LA. So I hosted the live stream, and that was a really dope experience. And then right now, you know, I do operate Remix Magazine full-time, which is an independent publication that also highlights independent and upcoming artists. So the publication right now, we on Instagram, and then we on, you know, everything else.
As far, are you guys like printing actual physical copies, or everything's digital?
No, everything is digital, and
Yeah.
everything is on Instagram Live or Instagram, and we have a website.
That's fire. And the magazine for you, that's your baby.
That's my baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it all honestly began. Like, I became a host really through my magazine. It was through COVID, when everything shut down, that I first started doing like Instagram live interviews, and that's where people like started seeing my face.
Interviewing and becoming a journalist within hip hop, like how did that passion start? How did you know this was the lane you wanted to do? Like, how did we end up here?
Yeah, so it started, honestly, I went to school for journalism. I didn't know like that I was going to be doing interviews like the way I'm doing them now, but I always was a writer. I was always interested in entertainment, and a lot of it started when I was working at Billboard. You know, I was a writer there before everything else, and that's where my love for music.
Like Billboard?
Yeah,
That's
Billboard.
fire.
Yeah, that's where it all started, and
Yeah.
that's where I met a lot of my connections.
You figured out your pen could get you somewhere.
You know?
Yeah, that's fire though, because a lot of people take like the common routes, but I feel like with what you do, what you like as a writer, it's not like the lane everybody's trying to take. You get me?
Yeah,
and you're
no.
being effective in that lane. Like,
I knew, so being on camera is like a whole separate thing. If
Yeah.
you want to do it corporate and like go through start at the bottom, work your way up, which is what initially I thought I was going to be doing. You know, I
Yeah.
worked at all these places. I went to school. I was taking the traditional route.
Yeah.
But
they gave you the roadmap to follow,
The
and then you had to kind of
roadmap.
figure it out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not down. And they told me basically I had to move to like Idaho or like Kentucky and start on camera in a small market in
Yeah.
order to get my experience. And I'm like, well, I'm born and raised in LA. You know, why would I leave an entertainment capital to go to Idaho? No offense to people.
Yeah, it didn't add up. Like, yeah.
But it didn't make sense for me because I was already working at all these places. I was doing carpets. I'm like, let me just bring a camera with me and
Yeah.
start doing it.
That's fire. And okay, so with the magazine, you started writing Billboard, all that good stuff. When did the actual getting in front of the camera like start to like take place and all that?
It started to take place during COVID. So I
Yeah.
got fired actually like right when everything shut down. I was working somewhere as a staff writer, and my job basically became non-existent. I was a travel and lifestyle reporter. So they were like, all right, well, you know, we don't really have a need for your job
Nobody's
anymore.
traveling right now.
Nobody was
Yeah.
traveling. there was just nothing for me to do. So I got fired. And then that's when I honestly started Remix Mag. Like I'm one of those people, I'm low-key a workaholic. I always feel like I have to be doing something. So I started the blog just as like a vision board. I was posting music I was listening to, artists I was like finding randomly. And then I got on Instagram Live one day with Kaz, which was, you know, my homie. And I was like, hey, like, let's do an interview. Like, let's just talk about, there's nothing to do. Like, everybody was on.
But that's the thing, right when COVID hit, I feel like the lives were flooded. Like everybody was trying to go live. So everybody's competing for like the front live. Like I remember that live season in COVID was a real thing.
It was lit.
It was lit.
I was doing lives every day. Yeah. Every day. Different interviews, different artists. I was trying to use all my connections and be like, you know, I was applying for jobs at the time. I was, you know, trying to figure out my situation. And in the meantime, I'm like, let me just do some interviews, see what happens, and it was no intention.
That's fire, and that's tight though, because it was like another one from that little era of lives and COVID, like Tory Lanez and what he was doing. It just spun into like something
LaBoy,
just from doing
Demon
the thing.
Time. That was all COVID
in that little section. That's crazy. So, how did you connect with Hot Freestyle?
Hot Freestyle. I had been following their content for a minute, and then by the time like I knew what I wanted to do, I was like, okay, I can reach bigger artists, like bigger, like publicists and managers and labels were coming to me with big artists on their roster, but then they were offering me like their up and coming ones. And I was like, oh, well, I want to do one with this person too, you know? And they were like, oh, well, you know, we want like a bigger platform, blah, blah, blah. So I reached out to Hot Freestyle and was like, hey, I have a bunch of artists that I work with right now. If you guys want to, you know, team up, I can use your platform, and then in exchange for content, you know, let's
we can
together.
Work and build. And that's fired. I think that's important too to mention and understand what she's talking about right now. Like when opportunities approach you, you have to know how to put it together.
And I didn't know 100% at the time. I was just kind of like, how am I going to make money off of this? You know, I still didn't have a job. I'm like, let me figure out a way to get my content out there other than just myself. Like, is there, like, I know people are interested in this stuff, but I needed a publication to work with or an outlet that was willing to work with me.
Pick it up. Yeah. And so why hip hop? Why this lane? How, like, why not, you know what I mean, talk about plants and vegan food and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not my passion to be talking about plants and vegan food, you know.
But hip hop is your passion?
Hip hop and music is definitely my passion. I grew up on 90s hip hop and R&B. That's all my parents ever played. 2000s music, like grew up in the functions, all of that. So it felt like the most natural thing. It doesn't feel like work to me. And I think that's what I really wanted out of my career was something that doesn't feel like work. So hip hop and music, I'm always kind of looking for new people. It just felt like, all right, this is what I like to do.
And how hard is it though to always find what's new? Because I feel like that's the hardest part for me. It's just like right now I got a lot of artists hitting me up, but it's just getting used to like once I like something, I like to sit with it for a minute. But the time I sit with it, a million other things have dropped. Like, you get me? Like, things have passed already. So how do you keep up with everything going on? And
it's hard. But in the beginning stages, I just kind of was relying on social media. I did find a lot of artists through like Twitter and who was kind of buzzing or trending. I followed a lot of blogs. I read a lot of.
I feel like I need to learn how to utilize Twitter because I don't like everybody comes on here and talks about Twitter. How it's a big asset and shit like that. Like, shit really be going down on Twitter. I just got it, like, but I don't be using it like that. Twitter's active like that?
No, facts, it is. And you can, if you're an artist, you have to be taking advantage of using social media and Twitter. Because that's how people are going to find you. Or like, that's how I find a lot of the people I work with now, you know, just organically. And then I have a team now of people who are like sending me, oh, yeah, this person's hot.
With Twitter, I tweet. So this is how I treat my Twitter. This is just my headspace, right? When I tweet, I just tweet like quotes. And at some point, I want to make like this toilet picture book of like all my tweets. You get me? You know, like how people like they have magazines by toilets?
Yeah.
Or like in your restroom? I want to make a book for like the restroom. Of just my tweets, like quotes and shit.
Are you like a poetic person?
Nah, I just be thinking about like couple one-liners. So I'm like, it's kind of clever. You get me? So I just a thought and I just put it in quotes, but that's really how I use it. That's really it. Or unless I'm trying to use it to like put over a picture that I'm posting on Instagram. You get me? Like the layers. That's the only time I tweet, but I don't really get involved.
I feel you.
Or unless some shit happens and you got to go to Twitter to see what happened.
Right. That's what I use it for. But I also be talking to myself on Twitter sometimes.
For real?
Not gonna lie. But I be deleting it. Like I tweet and then delete.
That's great. Hey, but why do people do that? You get me? Or no, you can tweet and delete. You can tweet and delete. What you can't do is put that in the caption. Like post it and be like, I might delete later. I hate those people.
I don't like that either.
You
but
get
on
me?
Twitter, I do it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But I don't know. I feel like I don't want to get caught up. So I'm always like kind of like.
You feel like it's gonna come back to you?
Maybe. You never know. I'd be
So do you delete stuff that you think is racy or not racy, but like edgy to where you're like it's gonna catch up to me with like later with, you know what I'm saying? Because there was an artist I interviewed and he was like, hey, could you just not smoke? It's like, it's gonna mess up my brands and stuff like that. Like they're just aware of things like that.
Yeah.
Is that why you delete?
So yeah, it's kind of like because I am trying to be more aware of my brand. Like I do try to come off as professional, but also I'm kind of like getting more comfortable with sharing my opinion on certain things. And I know sometimes like that can block your blessings, like from being too opinionized or just saying shit that makes you look dumb. So I try to curate it in that sense. But also I have some shit to get off my chest, like things that I be dealing with. And then I'm like, I tweet it just to get it out there and then I'll delete it.
That's funny. Yeah, you gotta just let it off sometimes.
You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be
it.
subtweeting, so I want someone to see it.
Hey, but and you be doing the subliminals.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that what Twitter's for?
crazy. But why don't you just put their name? Like, why?
Why do that when you could be subliminal?
That's crazy. You taking a different route. You got to figure it out. That's crazy.
That's why they all got to figure out if it's about them or not.
I talk subliminally too. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna hold you.
The shoe fits.
Yeah, if you got to put it on. You get me? If it don't, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. I keep it general.
Keep it general. All right. A question I have for you was one of the big interviews I seen you do was with NLE Chopper, and you brought up like the whole Young Boy situation, right? Mm-hmm. So and I think Young Boy, off of your guys' interview, correct me if I'm wrong, like responded in like a diss song or something like that. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, he did respond and do a diss track. I don't know if it was directly because of our interview, but
I was watching from the outside and I thought it was that.
I kind of thought it was too, but apparently he had also had a situation where NLE got like beat up by a NBA YoungBoy fan at the airport.
Oh
like,
yeah.
That next day, so it could be.
Yeah, and so as a hip hop reporter, being in the middle of all that stuff, like to be asking like the hard questions or the questions that everybody wants to hear. Yeah. Like if shit goes left, how much responsibility like do you actually take of that, or are you just like worried about like the information and getting the content out?
I think as a journalist, you have a responsibility to know the truth to questions. He could have chose not to answer it. And I went the route of going into, okay, this is what people want to know about. I'm going to ask the question. And this is the whole point of the interview. So at first, I know what you're talking about because when I first got into the industry, I wouldn't ask questions like that because I don't want to stir up things or whatever. But now going into it, I'm like, if I have a moment with somebody, it's not going to be an opportunity wasted. Like I'm going to ask the questions that everybody wants to know. At the end of the day, I work at a media organization where it's our job to, create news.
Ask the hard
questions. Ask the questions. And
I think what's cool about it, I mean, even with myself, like we were at the Pro Club pop-up with Catch 22. Shout out Cypress. And we're just in front of people asking people questions, and some of the artists were like, you're just like in there, you're like really out here working. And I said, bro, this shit intrigues me. Like just to be in somebody's face and just like, here's the question. I want to hear it. And then like it catches a lot of people off guard, but you got to be able to have that courage to ask those hard questions and just understand you're delivering a bigger message for the audience. You
Yeah,
get
no,
me?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if not you, who is going to do it?
Yeah.
You know, it's something that people want to know. And I think you get more respect for like asking it.
Is there like things that you wouldn't like do or like lines you wouldn't cross? Like, you know what I mean? Because there's like what's that guy? I think it's Jason something.
Jason Lee?
Jason Lee. He's just like super, like I feel like he came from like the reality show, so he's like super messy sometimes.
Sometimes. So there's that.
So like,
kind
are you
of
willing to
it.
get messy is what I'm asking.
You know, my brand isn't messy personally. So I do stay away from that stuff because personally, I am not somebody who wants to get involved with it. You know, I feel like the dating questions and like the it's all surface level. You know, it's no substance. Really.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy you said that because I feel like even a lot of people I bring on here, a lot of the answers are just surface level. And how you doing? I'm doing good. What do you? What's the next goal for 5 years to get further where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear like deeper. Like, let's talk. Like,
as you're doing all these interviews, you do ask a lot of the same questions and you hear a lot of the same answers. So it's like I need people to understand. Like the point of an interview is to give information. Tell somebody something interesting about you. You know, make it.
Say that one more time. Say that. This is important for people to hear because I feel like a lot of artists or people that get in front of the camera, they bring this cool shit on and it doesn't really work with what we're trying to do.
It doesn't translate. If you're doing an interview, be ready to be open, vulnerable, honest, and come with something interesting. Like tell us something we don't know already. That's the point. Or else why are you here? We could Google this information.
Real shit. That's crazy. That's fire. All right. So for you, what's the vision? What's the goal from here? Like, you know what I mean? What's the plan looking like? You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a good question. But I would just say, if anything, like that I learned from the last 2 years with COVID, it's unpredictable. Like, can't say I have a plan, but I do want to have, continue to use my platform and to continue to like find and put on dope new artists and work with dope people. I do PR too, if you don't know, but I'm, building a PR company.
Yeah, you the plug.
I'm the plug.
Yeah, pull up, pop out on the plug. You get me? That's fire. And I think that's important to say because I was telling Rosecrans, like, everybody's interested in getting the big artists, right? Like the rappers. And I understand music makes this world go round and we're going to have those people on the couch. But for me, as a content creator, as the guy that I actually care about what I'm doing. Like I understand there's an art to this side of it. So that's why for me bringing you on was so like important. Like I want to understand what your plan was. Like what doors did it open for you? What opportunities did you get? And like what did you do with it? You know what I mean? Because I'm out here myself trying to be a student of the game. You get me?
So I think one thing too that I've kind of learned is as I'm elevating my brand, the people around me and the people that I'm working with, their brand is also elevated. You know, the opportunities and things that I get, that's opportunities for the people around me. So the goal would to be able to book an artist I'm working with Rolling Loud, you know, and like make it make sense that way, or to eventually do a hot freestyle interview with an artist that I've worked with at some point, you know, because that's a door for me, but it's also for them. And as I continue to rise in my career, that's what the goal is to put on the people around you and to really like be able to provide and share those opportunities. So.
And it's not to reinvent the wheel. The goal is to figure out how to turn it. You get me? Like, and that's with this shit. Like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel and like, this is something you've never seen before. No, you've actually seen this before.
Yeah.
We just figured out how to turn it. You get me? Like,
I'm still figuring it out. You know, I'm not going to say I have everything figured out because things change so fast as we've seen with COVID. Like, if it weren't for COVID, I don't know if I would be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So, you know, I think taking things day by day has worked.
And I think that's what figuring it out is learning how to surf. Because life comes in waves. Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm in a winning season right now. Like I saw my homie. No, listen. I saw my homie I haven't seen in like forever at the pop-up the other day. He's like, "How you doing, Unc?" I said, "Bro, honestly, I'm in a winning season right now." To the point where like, you know, life hits you with downs and then downs are gonna hold you. The downs will hold you. Right now, it's up to where like I'm not just being blessed, but it's enough to like pass blessings on.
Yeah.
Like that's where we're at right now.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful place to be in. And right now, I'm just like, just as much as the lows hold us, we got to hold on to the highs because we got to stay up here as long as possible. The goal is whatever hits you, you got to learn how to maneuver through that shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Like you said, it's full of ups and downs, and life is not always going to be win, 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 win.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna get dry.
it is, but it's not your mindset. What's that quote that's like, it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you react to what happens to you. So
that's fire. That's deep in it. All right, let's talk about some internet news real quick. So did you hear about the male pregnancy test? The male pregnancy pill they got out?
Yes.
You heard about it?
I saw
That shit crazy. You gonna put a man on the pill instead of you taking the pill?
Bruh, I saw this meme that was like, don't worry, baby, I'm on the pill. It's not mine.
That's crazy. Hey, the pill, I don't know why they didn't come up with the pill a long time ago, though.
I feel like they have, but men just didn't want to take it.
Or the internet wasn't as big to make it popular.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or because it was developed by men and they were probably like,
Yeah, I wonder what it does,
like
kill your sperm count.
Birth control is not good for you, so...
All I know is birth control makes you chunky.
Not always.
Oh, not everybody?
Not everybody.
I've heard a lot of females be like, it makes me gain weight, so that's why they don't want to take it. Or is that just the excuse?
It affects everybody differently.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't do nothing that to me. So.
You good? Yeah.
We good over here.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like if you're in a relationship, like and it's between you or him taking the pill, are you taking the pill, he taking the pill, or y'all both taking the pill? So we're 2,000% sure.
I don't think both of us need to take it, but I don't know.
It could be like a thing you do together, you know, like at night, just like, hey, babe, let's take our pills together, you know?
No, I don't know. I think I'll just be the one to take it because I'm already taking it. So
Word.
it's part of my routine. It clears my skin.
That's crazy. Yeah. Do you think he's like less of a man if he takes the pill?
That's a good question. I didn't think about it that way, but no, nah. I don't know. We don't know like the long-term effects yet.
If you take a pill, you got to sit down when you pee. That's crazy. Nah. All right, we gonna move on. Guys, listen. Safety first, you get me? Hey, nobody's judging you. If you gotta take a pill, take a pill. You feel me? That's just what it's like. All right. So the other thing I seen on the internet, Lil Baby was exposed by two of Keith Chief's baby mamas. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, but I didn't read too much into it. But I did see that, they both want Lil Baby.
Yeah, no, so look, let me find this for you real quick. I actually wanted to play this for you and then get your opinion on it. Because, where did it go?
There's a clip?
Yeah, so her one of the baby mamas explains what it is to be like an industry girl to these rappers.
Oh,
like,
wait, I might have seen it.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
We don't know each other. We spoke over Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? So I guess homegirl still mad. I don't know. So last weekend, me and Lil Baby linked up. It's 2 fees you must pay when you have a girlfriend in the industry. You must pay your hush money fee, and you have to pay your transaction fee. Okay, so what happened was everything was going good. When it was time for the hush money, some of the things I had required from him, he thought it was included in the payment. So he didn't want to pay all of the hush money, okay? So bam.
She put him on.
By you not paying the hush money, I'm going to expose you. I've been doing this for years. I've been in the industry about 5-6 years. Y'all know, from me being Chief Key baby mama to 6ix9ine to Waka Flocka to everybody else. Basically, that was it. Like, he didn't pay his fee.
Being so close to the industry, like, let's just say, what are your thoughts on all that you just heard?
I think that's definitely a whole side of the industry that exists. You know, I'm sure she's absolutely right. You know, she's been doing this for a long time. There is fees associated with dealing with certain women, and these rappers go.
But you think
it.
that's cool? The fees is solid. Like they should be
mean,
paying that shit. That shit is crazy. Like, yo, imagine being Lil Baby. You get so big that you can't just have pussy. You have to pay for it.
Yeah, because
Like you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I ever paid for pussy. Like
it's
ever.
supposed to be the other way around, but I think because these women know that he has money and that he's willing to spend it. It's a problem with
because
these
he
men
has
too.
so much to lose.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta pay to play.
That's an important fact. And he has a whole girlfriend. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, but you're like have to pay to be quiet. Like, oh, you didn't pay me, so like that and like what? There's an actual. What's crazy to think that there's an actual menu for this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's a way this actually works.
Yeah. With people who have been doing this, like I don't know exactly how it works, but
yeah, she kind of explained there's fees to hook up, and then there's fees to shut up. You get me?
And I feel like it's all unspoken, really.
Yeah. And why are you sending me 2 invoices? Send me 1, right? Like, yeah, like why are you breaking it up? Just send me the lump sum. She sent him 2 invoices.
She sent him 2 invoices. He clearly didn't pay the second one, so now she on the internet being messy.
All right, the other thing I seen was Pusha T's diss track. Did you hear his diss track? Pusha T?
From how long ago?
He just dropped it on McDonald's. He dropped the McDonald's diss track. Did you hear about that?
I didn't listen to it yet.
Oh my God.
I'm
trying to
late.
figure out why he did that though.
Why did he do that?
Because they paid him one Arby's, but the other thing was they said after he dropped it, they got like an $8 million like revenue increase from after that diss song.
8 million.
Yeah, like their revenue went up 8 million after he dropped the diss tape, Arby's. And I don't know about y'all, but Arby's is ass. Like,
How does McDonald's revenue go up 8 million?
no, not McDonald's, Arby's.
Arby's.
He wrote a diss track for Arby's to McDonald's.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Well, that's good. At least it paid off.
That's crazy.
It paid off.
Hey, yeah, but they have Ronald McDonald drop the diss track himself.
I gotta listen to it.
Nah, look. Hold on. This shit's crazy. Where's it at?
I feel like these brands are getting so creative with how they do things.
Like McDonald's and Arby's is beefing right now? Like what? Like this shit is crazy. Listen to this shit. Hold on.
Every day, and we don't even try. I know Arby's got the meat, but they don't want no beef. They got
And like people are making diss tracks right now. The internet went to work. And this is the crazy part about the internet. It can do anything and go anywhere.
Yeah. No, that's the why I'm like with artists and music and promoting your stuff, you might as well put it
Yeah. I feel like back in the day, you used to have to be super calculated and drop a certain way and things had to look a certain way. But now you can literally do anything.
and get away with it, and people will like forget about it in 2 days because it'll be something else the next day. You know, like that's just how fast things move.
With dropping and how fast things move, do you like are you worried about keeping up with the pace, like with your content? Like how much in the rat race are you involved? Like how much pressure do you feel like, fuck, I gotta drop today, I need to create content? Like do you just
I feel that pressure a lot, but I also do think like quality over quantity. So I don't rush myself into creating content. Like as a creative, you know that sometimes you have to be in a mental space to create, and you're not always like on a high all the time. So sometimes you got to strategize, figure out your next game plan, and it's not just put out like whatever content, but I don't know. I just try to put out quality things.
I treat every episode like a song release. Like, you know what I mean? I'm dropping frequent, but I'm not just going to drop senselessly.
Right.
I'm going to put thought into it before I just pull the trigger.
I want it to be meaningful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want people to like see my stuff and scroll past it. I want it to be every time I drop something, oh, Tally did another interview.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's the thing for me, I'm excited because now when they search you up, they're going to find out about you and what you do.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you again for doing this. This is crazy to me.
Hey, does it feel different to sit in the passenger seat?
Yeah, it does.
What's the difference you feel?
The difference is you don't have to think as hard.
Yeah, you get to chill.
You get to chill because when I host interviews, my brain is constantly
You're driving
like,
a boat.
Yeah, like what's the next thing?
Yeah.
How do I transition? You know, you're thinking about that stuff. But now I just love being able to like have a
Sit in it.
conversation.
Hey, you get to slow down. I went on a podcast tour in Jersey and I did like 4 podcasts. And the reason I went was just to see how other people ran their podcast. And like being in the passenger seat, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to pull nothing out of nobody. You mean I just get to be me? It's a different feeling.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's super fire. And I'm glad we were able to document this moment. All right, let's get into the next segment. Let's see. This segment is called Talk to Me Nice. It's brought to you by Earful, Earful562 on the gram and on Twitter. You know, Twitter's active. We're going to have to put some respect on Twitter's name after today's episode. Like, yeah, I respect Twitter a little more. All right, so we're going to answer some few phone calls and just get your opinion, and then we'll go from there. All right?
I'm scared.
No. You be all right. Let's do camera 1 here. Let's do it together. We'll split screen it. All right? Here we go. First phone call.
Yo, here's my question for Tally Spencer. First of all, you look extremely familiar. I cannot quite put my finger on where I would know you from. But as a female journalist, do you feel like there are disadvantages that you have that men don't have? Please explain.
All right. Do you feel like there's disadvantages that females have in this industry or your lane that men don't have?
Disadvantages?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would
Like
say
what?
number one, people definitely try to discredit women as it is in every industry, but specifically with hip hop, just because it is a male dominated industry. So I feel like the disadvantage is it could be hard to get men to want to like really work with you, instead
or
of
take
date
you serious.
Yeah, and try to like date you instead.
So do you get that a lot? You get it like they just try to date you all the time. They think like, if we gonna talk,
Yeah, sometimes like I have people, trying to do business and then be like, oh, so you taken or you single? And it's like, this is a complete business relationship.
Yeah.
Unprofessional, inappropriate. But people don't think that way. They're like, yeah, I'm trying to take you out.
Yeah, all that good shit. All right, so let's get it out the way for everybody listening. Are you single? You taken?
I'm single.
She's single. All right. Now we can get that question out the way. All right. Let's stop the uncomfortable questions.
Happily single.
That's crazy. So, but being a female, do you feel like? I mean, because you've gotten a lot of big interviews. Is it like people don't take you serious in your position, or do you think it's just guys being guys and being guys?
No, I honestly feel like, I know I'm well qualified. I have my master's degree. I went to school. I've done the work. I put in the work. So nobody's gonna discredit me and try to tell me nothing. I think it's more so of just men being men, because I know I'm qualified. So it's just more of like a you want to work or is this play kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Guys always fuck it up though.
They literally do.
Has there ever been a interview where you're just like, it feels like you're pulling teeth?
Yeah, there's always those, but you still try to have to like pull what you can. Sometimes people don't have like bad days and don't want to talk, so you kind of have to deal with that too.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Hey, and then homie said he knows you from somewhere, but he can't put his finger on it. Is that like the pickup line you hear a lot? I know you from somewhere.
Actually, I feel like that one works on me because I don't be remembering people. Like one thing I'm really bad with remembering people.
Yeah, but I feel like with me in the same lane, right? Because of what you do. You meet so many people.
And it's dark a lot of the time.
I know faces. I don't know names.
Yeah.
Like, I won't forget a face. Like, if I see a face, like, yeah, I know you from somewhere. If you remind me, but your name, good luck.
I wonder where they know me from.
Maybe Rolling Loud.
Maybe
like,
the internet.
Yeah, probably the internet. All right, next phone call. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Let's put you one by yourself.
What makes you feel inspired or like your best self? What makes you feel inspired or like your best self? That's my question of the day.
All right. What makes you feel inspired and like your best self? What does it for you? How do you zen? How do you get there? What's the routine? Let's deep dive.
What makes I love having conversations with people, honestly. I'm such a people's person that like talking to somebody who inspires me is sometimes the biggest inspiration for me. So back like before COVID, I would go to church a lot, and it wasn't like a super religious church. It was Christian, but it was non-denominational, and the pastor that was there, he was just, you know, like younger, and the audience was like people my age but mixed ethnicities and all kinds of people. So I went because I felt inspired all the time just from the message. Like when I can read quotes or listen to things that people say that like resonate with my life, I can take inspiration from that, and that'll motivate me to be like, I gotta go harder, or, you know, I'm on the path I'm supposed to be on, and I don't need to stress. Like I'm generally a very optimistic person.
Yeah.
Happy most of the time. You know, I try not to like let shit get to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I find like inspiration in just the daily life. Like I'm very happy and blessed, you know, and I don't take that for granted. So I try to think about like how far I've come.
What church is it?
One church.
One church?
Yeah, on La Brea.
La Brea, yeah. I go to Fellowship Monrovia, and it's like the same type of like vibe.
Yeah.
Like you'll see young, old, Asian, white, black, everything. It's mixed. I grew up in like a Mexican church, so like it was just all Mexicans. It was just kind of crazy. But now that I feel like it's a whole different way of just seeing the world and people.
Yeah,
you feel me? Yeah,
definitely. Like perspective to me is everything. So when people can offer me a new perspective, a new way of thinking, I'm inspired by that because you know, creatives, we like other creatives.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into the next phone call. Let's hit it up.
Yo, LIQ podcast. Got a question for Tally. What inspired her to get into this hosting? You know, she just looking for a baller, you know, being around all the rappers. Might just be looking for the ticket. Or are you really trying to be like the best host out there in the culture?
All right, hey, you want to know, are you looking for a meal ticket out here trying to meet all these people? Or are you really trying to be the best host there is out here?
That's such a funny question. Like I said, I've been in school. I've been working for what I'm doing for years. And I think...
so you wouldn't date anybody in the industry?
I'm not going to say I wouldn't because I have.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
what
for
did
me.
what did you learn that you didn't like that made it not for you?
I think like the lifestyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fast.
It's really fast. And because I'm also somebody with a lot going on, some men can't handle it.
Yeah. Especially because you're going into a place that's male dominated.
Yeah,
and then you have to have this conversation with all these people.
So you
and then all these guys you're talking to are like, you got a man? While your man is standing right there.
Yeah, so you deal with not only like egos, but fragile egos, competition. People are sensitive about their work. So I'm loyal, but I also feel like I couldn't date anybody in the industry.
In the industry,
for real. Yeah.
You looking for a dentist or something?
You know, maybe a nice like doctor.
A doctor? For real?
I don't know.
We're gonna figure it out. All right.
I'm looking for a man that could treat me right, okay? I don't care what you do.
Just treat me right.
Treat me right.
Yeah. What's the last thing somebody did that didn't treat you right? Like, why was the exit? What broke it up?
They didn't bring flowers to celebrate something big.
For real? They didn't bring you no flowers?
Yeah.
You're a flowers girl?
Yeah.
You like flowers?
I like being celebrated.
For real?
Yeah. So I
and
think
flowers is the way to do it.
flowers is one way. It's the minimum way. So
you have like a certain flower you like?
I mean, I love roses. The infinity roses.
Yeah. What's the infinity rose?
The ones that last a year, like the Venus at Fleur.
Oh, I thought you meant the plastic ones that don't die.
No.
Last forever.
No.
That's crazy. All right, look, before we get out of here, let's see where we're at. Hold on, let me dial in over here. Is there anything we want to highlight or promote that we're pushing? What's coming up? What's next for you?
So y'all could be sure to tune in to Remix Mag on the Instagram page. And then my personal page at Tally Spencer. I'm going to have a lot more interviews, content coming this year. I'm really excited to be doing interviews again soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. And then independent artists, upcoming artists, if y'all want to work, let's work. Send me some fire music.
Tap in.
Tap in.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure. Hey, Tally, I appreciate you 1,000%.
Thank
I
you.
told you not to be nervous. You're going to be all
No,
right.
that was smooth. It was smoother than I thought.
Yeah. Hey, good experience.
Good.
Hey, if you had to Yelp the show, what you yelping?
If I had a what?
Yelp the show.
Oh, like out of 5 stars?
Nah, like you got to type a Yelp. What are you typing for the show? Like, what's your Yelp for the show?
I had a good time. I had a good time. You had great vibes, great energy, and it was very smooth, very organized. So good experience.
Fire. All right. Last thing before we get out of here. This camera right there. We have a segment called Dear Internet. So this is your message to the internet. What are you telling everybody listening before we head out?
Ooh, to the internet?
Yeah, you started with Dear Internet.
All right. Dear internet, stop being so sensitive.
For more episodes like this, head over to LIQpodcast.com. We got all the episodes up. We got filters available that are for free. We got links to our sponsors. We have merch available. Shout out Vonnie Ocho. Ocho in the building one time. Earful in the building one time. You get me? Big love here. Tally, once again, thank you very much. You're a beautiful soul. Until next time, it's the LIQ Podcast. We in here, we out here. Peace. Yeah. Thank you.
Ooh, that was good. I like how you like roll through it.